everybody. Sorry I'm running a little bit late. It is 1:05 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois, but it is time for a live stream. Today is Monday, May 2nd, 2022. It is May already. Welcome to the next month, everyone. But because it is Monday, not because it's May, but because it's Monday, today we're going to be doing a mukbang, and we're going to be trying out a bunch of different ranch dressings. It's the mukbang that nobody asked for, but I thought it would be really fun to do. So today I went to the grocery store and I bought 6 different kinds of ranch. And that's just a sampling of the ranch flavors that were available at my grocery store. Plus we had another one at home. This is my personal ranch, the buttermilk ranch. This is the one that I buy regularly, the Ken's Steakhouse. We'll see how it stacks up against some of the other ranch dressings that are out here. I've got Kraft, Hidden Valley, Wishbone, Simple Truth Organic, store brand, and even a vegan one. I got one from Daya. I have a feeling I'm going to dislike that one quite a bit, but try to keep an open mind. All right, before I get to that, let's say hi to everyone listening in on the podcast. Welcome to you guys. Hopefully you're having a good run. And everyone watches on YouTube after the fact, welcome to you guys as well. Hopefully it's a nice and relaxing part of your day. And everyone who's watching and tuning in the live stream, in the chat, and if it's your first time, welcome to you guys as well. This is nominally, it's a running live stream, but it's more just a place for runners to hang out and kind of connect. And today we're going to connect over ranch dressing. All right, sorry about that. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. Stevie76 says his new long-term goal is to run the 100-meter Masters, men's 80, and older at Penn Relays. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the guy that ran, he's like 74. He ran under 14 seconds for 100 meters. I'm not sure I could run that now. So I know I didn't run as fast as, I came very close to running as fast as he. I think I might have been able to beat him by a little bit in high school. But like as an adult, I can't beat that guy. So definitely some impressive performances at the Penn Relays. And it says, hi, Cuisine, everybody. Cowbell ready. Great running this week from the live stream crew to the guys running the Vancouver Marathon. A special mention to Mr. Random on his 1:22 half marathon today. Ooh, sorry, that's loud. That was a good one. Good job, everybody. Awesome. Spence Holmes says, what's up? Been a minute since I could hang out. PR'd in my marathon yesterday. Awesome. Cutting 30 minutes off his time. Turns out you can run faster if you don't get hurt in training. Who knew? Who knew? Great job, Spence. Sean said he ran a relatively fast 5-miler in the morning. I'm feeling a lot closer to normal, thankfully. Good to hear that you're bouncing back. And Adam Steves picked up a very small PR. Small, but we'll still give you a cowbell for that. And he is absolutely dying on the hills in Providence on Sunday. Well done, Adam. Good job. All right. Yeah, Spence says looks like a lot of cowbells are in order today. Yeah, love to hear it. Awesome. Spence wants to know, yes or no, ranch on pizza? I don't put the ranch on the pizza. I will sometimes, usually for leftovers, eat ranch. I'll dip my crust in the ranch because pizza dough is not generally good bread in terms of like leftovers. And so like to eat it up, you know, it needs a little bit more help. So I'll usually get the ranch out for leftover pizza crusts. For the first time around, when I'm eating a regular pizza, you know, like and it's like kind of fresh, you know, I won't eat ranch. But yeah. Brandon Palmer said I did an easy 8-miler last night and longest run since 2014. Awesome, that's great. That's a long run PR. He said it felt smooth and I felt like I had energy at the end, so I'll continue upping the mileage to get to the half-mile distance. There you go, slow and steady. I'm raising that distance. Good job. Good job. All right. Ines wants to know what is ranch dressing. So, I mean, I guess we could get started. Here's the thing. I think it's going to take a long time to open up all of these because they all have like, yeah, this one has a thing on here. Okay. So ranch dressing is a very American invention. I would say probably the closest thing in the UK is salad cream. You guys have salad cream as a thing, right? It's basically like mayonnaise is salad cream, I feel like, with a couple of like seasonings in it. But I would say ranch dressing is more like mayonnaise with a little bit of milk, sometimes buttermilk, and then seasonings that pretty much match the profile of barbecue sauce. So like basically like chili powder, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, maybe a little bit of sugar in here too. And that's what it is. And it's delicious on pretty much everything. So in the Midwest, it is a staple. We put it on everything. It's in everything. Yeah. I mean, Papa John's, the pizza chain, which is not Midwestern in origin, if I understand it correctly, is used to give like, well, no. They did the garlic butter, but I would always eat Papa John's crusts with ranch dressing. But then I picked up that happened in St. Louis. That's Midwest, so maybe that's not it. But that's what ranch dressing is. Here, Hidden Valley is the first one, and we'll start with Hidden Valley for today. So first one, Hidden Valley Ranch. It says it's the original, and I think that that's right. My understanding of the history, just off the top of my head, it doesn't say it on the bottle here, is like they just started making this dressing, and bottling it, and it got really popular. I think there was a restaurant originally, or was it a farm? I'm not sure. And then eventually they sold the recipe for the Hidden Valley Ranch for an enormous sum, just a gargantuan sum. And then Hidden Valley Ranch became the brand. And then all these other ranch dressings kind of came afterwards. So this is the original. Pour some. I got, for my taste testing today, I've got some carrot chips. And then I'll put them into a ramekin to do a little bit of dipping. That way, as I'm pouring it, you could see some of the viscosity. This one is a little bit watery. So I've been thinking about what the viscosity, the best viscosity for ranch dressing is, because that's something that I think about. And I think basically paint. Paint is the right viscosity for ranch dressing. Enough to coat something and stay on there, but not like goopy and clumpy. It shouldn't be like sour cream, right? And so, basically, if you want to think about it from a more culinary perspective, if you're building like a bechamel, when the roux and the milk have mixed appropriately and gotten to the right temperature, if it coats the back of the spoon and you can wipe your finger across it and that line maintains for a couple of seconds, but not permanently, that's the right texture. So that's why I feel like the good texture for ranch dressing should be. See this? I dip it in there and it doesn't come out. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So Hidden Valley Ranch. Now, this may be the original, but Hidden Valley Ranch generally doesn't tend to be my favorite. There is something about it, and I don't know if this is just something that's developed over the years or if it's always been this way from the beginning. It is, there's something about it that tastes kind of like plasticky. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's some sort of herb in there that just doesn't agree with my palate. That might be what it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, but Hidden Valley Ranch, you're never going to go wrong with Hidden Valley Ranch. It's a solid flavor. I mean, it created the genre, so not bad. All right, sorry, I'm gonna scroll down because I got to keep up with you guys. Carrie Smith says he likes to add some dill to the Daiya brand. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had a good experience with Daiya products, so I'm gonna save that one towards the end because I just don't want to do it. Brandon says my son puts ranch on his tacos and he gives the vomit emoji. Brandon, where are you and your son? Are you and your son in the Midwest? Because then that would be acceptable. Yeah, I don't know about. I've never heard of that, putting ranch on the tacos, but I don't know. I mean, I could see it. I could see it. I think it would make the tacos too wet, though. No, I don't know. All right. Next, we're going to go with Wishbone. Here is Wishbone dressing. Let's see if we get it in focus. There we go. Wishbone ranch dressing. It says it's a creamier new taste. I've never really enjoyed Wishbone all that much. I always feel like it kind of, again, has a very plasticky taste. And this one is a little bit thicker, I feel like, than the Hidden Valley Ranch. By the way, this is a lot of ranch dressing in my house right now. I've got 7 bottles of it. It will all get eaten, though. None of it's going to go to waste. So there's that. All right. Ranch. The ranch dressing has like the Wishbone ranch has like a sheen to it that is a little bit off-putting, I gotta tell you. And like I like when there's flecks of like seasoning in it. Like, let me pretend that there's pepper in there. There's a little bit, but not enough. It really looks like I'm eating paste with this one. Yeah. I don't know. There's a tang to it, almost kind of like Miracle Whip. It's like if the mayonnaise base that they use is Miracle Whip, that's Wishbone, and then not a lot of other seasonings. I feel like I'm basically eating mayonnaise with that one. Not a great one. Emma says, I also do not like Hidden Valley Ranch. There you go. My favorite is Lighthouse Jalapeno. Lighthouse. I didn't see any Lighthouse today. Also, ones that I've seen before at the store, but I didn't see today were like Paul Newman. Paul Newman usually makes good stuff. The actor. He usually has good condiments. The salsa is really good. That's the main thing that I get, Paul Newman. But I didn't see any of that today either. And I didn't see Lighthouse. I'm going to have to find that. Brandon says, ranch on Jack in the Box tacos at 2 a.m. is about the best thing in the world. That sounds delicious. I mean, it has to be 2 a.m. But yeah, I think that would be really good. I don't think I've had a Jack in the Box tacos in about 20 years. New Petra says, what are your thoughts on the Audios Pro 3? I figured it was coming when they started clearance sales on the Audios 2. I mean, I kind of knew it was coming. I figured it was coming because I heard about their speed event. They announced it like a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. More than 3 weeks ago. So I figure there's going to be new shoes. The toe spring looks aggressive. I feel like it's becoming more and more like angular with like the cutouts, very much like the Takumi Sen. It kind of reminds me of the evolution of the Corvette design, where it just gets more and more like mathy, like a computer designed it rather than like a human. But the toe spring is interesting. I don't love super aggressive toe spring on my racing shoes. So, I mean, not for my marathon racers. So, like, the Adios Pro 2, it kind of is a marathon racer, but I think it's more of that half marathon racer. I mean, granted, like the Adios Pro 2, the men's and women's champion for the Boston Marathon wore them. So clearly people can do it well. But for me, it's almost like I'm not sure if I can handle it for that long. So, it might be more of that. So I'm nervous about the toe spring. It's aggressive, but then again, I guess more than like the angle and how angular it is how early or far back it starts. If it starts late, I'm okay with that. The Metaspeed Sky starts really late and then it shoots up real fast, and that I find okay. If it starts really early, like the Metaspeed Edge or like the Float Ride Energy X, I also ran in the CTM Ultra Carbon. Starts really early. That I don't prefer as much for the marathon distance. So we'll have to see. All right. Looks like we got some good news from Tony. Oh, here we go. Tony Messia says, hey, everyone. Ended up with a PR at the OC half yesterday. Awesome. Whoa. 1:18:57. Not bad for 2 weeks post Boston. Fantastic. That's speedy. Really speedy. Yeah, I'm not that surprised, though, because I ran into Tony, literally ran into Tony on the LA Marathon course. And he looked like he was jogging. He was pacing someone, and he ran up ahead to catch up to me where he was, and then ran circles around me, and then went back to talk for a while, and then went back to go continue pacing the person he was running with. So yeah, he was super strong when I saw him at the LA Marathon. So not surprising, and good job, Tony. Great work. New Betra says, I saw someone say the aggressive toe spring reminded me of that crazy Puma 5K racer. I can kind of see it. I don't know what that is. And Sierra wants to know if it's a new Aura ring. No, it's a new one of these Enso, ENSO. It's a silicon ring. The last one I had, it was a blue one, R2D2 themed, and it had kind of like banding in there that basically became points where a failure for it. So it already fell apart on me after like a month or two. So that was surprising. This one, the etching is in the parallel direction, so I'm hoping it lasts a little bit longer. I really enjoyed the color of this on the website, but I don't on hand. I don't like it as much. My regular wedding ring is just too big, and I wore it like all this weekend, and we went swimming at the hotel pool over the weekend for my brother-in-law's wedding reception. We were at the hotel, and I went swimming, and I just felt like I was going to lose it. So I have the replacement rings, so that way they're the correct size, but also if I lose it, not a big deal. And Shannon says, I'd never seen your interview with Flores Guerin regarding math, but my TV chose it for me. A nice interview. Well, thanks. That was a while ago. I think we're due for an update, maybe. All right, let's go to the next ranch. Let's get to the Daya. Let's do it. This one is Daya Ranch, deliciously dairy-free, plant-based, dairy, egg, soy, and gluten-free. Those are like the first 4 ingredients of all these other ranch dressings. Actually, some of them are gluten-free. The Wishbone is gluten-free. So we'll see if I like it. I mean, I keep saying like I've never had good experience with Daya products, but I've really only had the cheese, and the cheese was gross. Ooh, so far, we're not off to a great start. It's very thick, clumpy. It looks like pasty. So yeah, see, it doesn't want to. How do I get it out of here? You gotta hit it on the angle of the bottom. Here we go. All right, I'm getting some out of there. I'm going to end up with this all over my computer. I don't have very much in here. Oh, I had a little bit of a taste. All right. This is more like sour cream kind of consistency, or like chip dip. You guys ever get the tubs of dips that you can buy that are mostly like sour cream based, like an onion dip or something? Yeah, this is not good. It's not bad, but something about it's not right. I don't like it. I don't like this one. It just tastes wrong. It tastes, someone was saying that they put dill in this. That's all I taste is dill. The dill is very strong. It's like dill and garlic. It's made out of chickpeas. I don't know. I think it would depend on what I'm eating on top of. If I was eating this on top of like grilled vegetables, something like that with some couscous, and I was eating it in some sort of like pita, I think that'd actually be pretty tasty. But as a dip, no. Maybe it would be good with pizza crusts, but I'm going to pass on that. That's not what I'm going to reach for if I'm looking for ranch. I'm at Pedro says, after losing 3 wedding rings, I can say rubber rings saved my marriage. Didn't lose any since I wear those. See, that's the thing. I just don't want to lose. I don't want to lose it, Brandon wants to know, what are your thoughts on Taggart training with CJ? So he put up big miles yesterday at a remarkable pace. I think it's cool that Taggart has a coach now. He said, I think his Twitter post was like, I can't do this alone anymore, so I need some help. I think that I could see the draw. I could see why Taggart, I read that tweet and I was like, of course Taggart picked CJ to be his coach, because Taggart has an unorthodox training style. and so does CJ. I mean, I don't know if CJ Albertson has been doing a lot of coaching already. So like, I don't know if his coaching style is exactly like his own training style, or if he coaches people in a more like less unorthodox way. So that's going to be the part that's interesting to see. It'll also be interesting to see how much CJ like insists that Taggart get off the treadmill. I know Sage was also kind of encouraging Taggart to spend a little bit less time on the treadmill and actually run on some real roads. So that'll be interesting to see how it goes. I feel like it's a good match, kindred spirits maybe. Um, whether it leads to good results, I really, really hope so. I mean, I'm a Taggart fan. I'm always rooting for Taggart. So I hope if it makes sense to him and makes sense to CJ, then I think that it could be a really intriguing, interesting next year or so. So we'll have to see how it goes. CB76 says, "What did the ranch say to the refrigerator? Close the door. I'm dressing." Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right. Let's get to some more ranch. Let's do this one. Kraft Classic Ranch. There's like 17 different flavors of Kraft dressing. I decided to just go with the Classic Ranch for today. There's also like Light Ranch, Classic Ranch. There's Blue Cheese Ranch, which is very confusing to me, although pretty tasty. And then I think is it Hidden Valley or is it Wishbone? They had I saw one that was like an avocado ranch. There's peppercorn ranch. I think of the Kraft, the peppercorn ranch is probably my favorite. But I decided for today's purposes, I would just go with Classic Ranch. All right. Yeah, here we go. It's the right consistency. You know what would also be good for taste testing today? Instead of carrot chips, French fries. I should have thought ahead further. I like the texture on it. I like the color. It's not too shiny. It smells kind of like mayonnaise. I'd like it to smell more like pepper and garlic when I smell the ranch. Pretty good. This one's not going to offend anybody, you know. It's middle of the road. It's got a decent amount of seasoning to it. Doesn't taste too much like mayonnaise, even though it smells like mayonnaise. But yeah, it's good. I like this one. I think I like this one more than Hidden Valley. Although the Hidden Valley, tasting it today for the first time in a while, I was like, this is better than I remember it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Luke Klein says the avocado ranch is gross. Thanks for the heads up, because I've been very tempted by it, because it sounds delicious. But, I don't know. Joe Master says, did I miss nutrition facts? Can salad dressing packets be used as in-run fueling? Can you imagine that? If you are just downing a giant thing of ranch dressing. All right, so let's look at the classic ranch. We haven't looked at any nutrition facts yet. 2 tablespoons is 100 calories, 11 grams of fat, 280 milligrams of salt, and only 2 grams of carbs. So most of these are low sugar. I think probably as a relic of like the low carb days, I feel like all these dressings went very low sugar and just stayed there. But yeah, most of them are like 1 gram of carbohydrate or 2. So you're not going to use this for in-race fueling. Not that I think anyone here, no one was seriously thinking about that, right? But, you know, I wonder, like Western dressing, like a Catalina French, I bet you that's got some sugar to it, right? Dad running around says, I never thought I'd watch a podcast about eating ranch dressing. I know. That's why, I'm innovative content. That's what I'm all for. And it said, I just added a big bit of salad cream on my food to fit in with the theme. You know, I think I'm going to have to buy some salad cream. I should have bought some for today, really. They have it. There's a global cuisine aisle at my grocery store. It's mostly pasta and tortillas. That's like the only things that are in there. But then there's like very small sections of stuff that's like available in the UK. They have the Heinz beans, the beans like the beans that you guys have for breakfast. We call them baked beans here, but the ones that are sold in the UK, they have that, and they have salad cream, and they have like a couple of other things too. I don't know what they are, but yeah, I keep seeing it, and I'm like, that just like when I think salad cream, I'm like, you supposed to rub that on the salad or what? I don't know. Phil Rudd says some of the Cocodona types do take in mayo packets on the run. What, really? See, you know what I would think. You know what I would not be surprised about if like at the aid stations, like it's revealed, not that it's a secret, but it's like if there was like, which I think all the races should do. It's like what's available at the aid stations. I think that's a fun like YouTube video or a TikTok or Instagram reel. Like if avocado ranch dressing was a staple at just because then it helps helps the potatoes go down. Like if you're eating a lot of boiled potatoes, I mean, I could see like after a while that might get a little bit difficult to down like a second or a third potato. But if you had some avocado ranch, you can make it really nice. Corey Vaillancourt says creating a middle school social studies test, but this is making me want a salad with Panera Caesar. Panera Caesar was available for purchase at the store, but I was like, I got to stay on theme today. Just ranch. Terry Furlong says, 2 tablespoons of ranch equals 1 Martin. I bet it's cheaper. There's not as much sugar in the ranch as it is in a Martin. That's the only thing. New Veteran wants to know, are you a fan of deep dish pizza? Is that a real Chicagoan thing or is it just for tourists? I saw someone post about, I only eat I grew up not eating deep dish pizza because I'm not originally from Chicago. So, that being said, I'm not a fan of deep dish pizza. It's delicious, but it's not like a pizza that I would pick. The only time we get it is when people come to visit. So I saw something on Twitter going around yesterday saying like the real Chicago pizza is like pub cut, like, in St. Louis, like Emo's, where it's a really thin, like ketchup on a cracker type of pizza. And it's cut into squares, obnoxious, tiny little squares. Someone was trying to argue that that's the real Chicago style pizza and that deep dish is for a celebration pizza. And the pub cut, like thin crust, crackery crust pizza is for like every day. And I like the analogy of it's kind of like in Chinese food. There's like regular Chinese food and then there's like the royal Chinese food, like the extra special stuff, like the banquet stuff. I like the Chicagoans are trying to like create that fine distinction on the pizzas. I think that's pretty funny, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But I think it's tasty, but I also love lasagna, and I don't call lasagna a pizza. I think that it's a casserole, but we're getting into semantics now. Luis wants to know, does the ranch help with cramps? I would say probably not. Probably not. I'm happy to this question. Hey, Ko, how's it possible that we don't see your GoPro stick when you're filming yourself? Thanks. Sometimes I'm using the 360 camera, and that deletes the stick. The other times, sometimes you do see my selfie stick when I'm with the GoPro, but a lot of times you have to think about the angle that the camera sees. So the camera doesn't see like an all 360. I feel like it sees like, let's do it this way. It sees this way really well. And then in the vertical direction, it sees like this, right? And so if the angle that it can see is like this, if the stick is down here, it won't see it. It can only see stuff that's in its visible area. So it's kind of like, when I'm holding it, like the angle is like this. So here's the stick, but the GoPro angle is not sharp enough in the downward direction to catch the stick. So I kind of have gotten good at figuring out what that angle is just by practicing over and over. So that's all. Hold on. My wife is texting me. She wants to know where I parked the car. All right. So I just told her. Steve76 says, pouring ranch down the back of your neck will lower your body temperature. I can you imagine that? Oh my goodness. That's so gross. So gross. Let's see. Yeah, tavern cut. Yeah. Tracy Smith likes the tavern style pizza. Yeah, it makes sense when you're at a bar or if it's like a child's birthday party. That's where it makes sense. But like when we have it at home, it's just obnoxious. I want a foldable slice of pizza. Plus also like the ratio of like dough to cheese is all, like kind of off. My theory is there's no such thing as objectively best pizza. The kind of pizza you like best is the kind you grew up eating for the most part. And the kind I grew up, you fold. I also ate a lot of Domino's and pizza growing up too. So, but like most people, but I like the kind that you fold. The crust has to have a chew, not a crunch. So that's kind of how I feel about it. All right. Adam says it's not semantics. You can't hold lasagna in your hands. You can, but I mean, you can hold lasagna. If there's ever any leftovers, you cut the slice and you just hold it. You need it. You remember? No. I don't know. Maybe I'm strange. I don't know. JJ wants to know, have you heard about the Bank of America Chicago 13.1? On race either Chicago Spring Half or that. Yeah, I've heard about it. They just released, I think maybe it's been about a month now where they released what the route is going to be. I haven't taken a look at it. I just remember seeing that they finally released it. It was weird that they didn't have the route out. But I think this is the inaugural year. I think they were supposed to have it another year and then they couldn't have it. So this is actually, I think, going to be the first year that they do it. And that in and of itself has me tempted to try and do it. But my travel schedule, I think it's in June, if I'm not mistaken. My travel schedule in June is pretty hectic. So I don't know if it's going to work. Is it in May, though? I don't know. No, I'm not sure. All right. I'm going to scroll down to see what you guys are in the chat. And then I'm going to go, all right, next. Kroger. The store brand creamy ranch dressing. It says there's no high fructose corn syrup or artificial colors. Generally, I find that store brand ranch dressings feel like they are made out of just the cheapest ingredients possible. So it'll be interesting to see if this one's actually any good. I've never had this one before. Let's see how we're doing. Smells like mayonnaise and garlic a little bit. So I like where we're starting off. It's a little bit thicker. You could tell, it's going to be thicker if it has a pour spout versus the squeeze bottle thing at the top. So, so far so good. That's a little like flecks of seasoning viewable. Tangy. Ooh, I like this one. This one's good. This one's the best one so far. What gives it that tang? Soybean oil is the first ingredient. And they use low-fat buttermilk in this one. Maybe that's the buttermilk that's doing it, but this is tasty. This is good. This one is the best one by far. I was not expecting that. It also has a little bit more fat and calories than the other ones. That probably is what it comes down to. Shannon says, generic ranch, Dire Ranch. Welcome, inspired by courage. I figured I'd go for it today. I've been talking a lot about ranch on Twitter, and it's really been getting people upset a little bit. So I thought, you know what, we need to double down on it. Dominic Smirnowski wants to know, sorry I'm late to the party, but are we seriously mukbanging ranch dressing? Yes, we are. I like where these live streams are going. Me too. Videos says, Dads everywhere rejoice. The store brand is just as good. Yeah. This one's tasty. It's the buttermilk that makes it real. I think, or there's a tang to it. It's tasty. It's the only one that I've gone in for a third taste. That one's good. Is there like a lemon in here too? Something citrus, something bright. I don't know. Everything kind of gets like hidden in the natural flavors category, so it's hard to tell exactly what's in it. But there's a brightness to it. There's a tang, a little bit of a surprise. It's not just mayonnaise. CB76, there's MSG for flavoring. Oh, maybe that could be it. There is. MSG is in this one. Let's see if there's MSG in all. I bet you there's MSG in all of these. Let's see, the Kraft. Yep, MSG. Wishbone. MSG. I bet you the Diet does not have MSG. No MSG. Hidden Valley Ranch. MSG. They all have it. That's what makes it good. I don't know what it was, but fire made it good. All right. We're going to go now with Simple Truth Organic. Do you guys have this brand? I don't know where this brand came from, but they make like everything. And I generally like this brand. It's kind of like a store brand. It's not really a store brand. I tend to enjoy everything that they make. There's dill like all over the picture on this, and I don't love dill. Do you see that in the picture? Focus. Dill. So much dill. So I'm a little bit nervous about this one. It's very thin. It's like pours a little bit too easily. I don't like that. I don't know. I feel I'm not going to like this one. Smells good. Smells like garlic. Garlic and onions. A lot of dill. Pretty good. It tastes fancier than the other ones. It's one of the only ones that came in an actual glass bottle as well. The Diet came in a glass bottle. Says that Simple Truth is Kroger's organic brand. So it's the store organic brand. Okay. I like the Simple Truth ones. This is good. It kind of has that same, this Simple Truth Organic Creamy Ranch has that same plasticiness at the end that's in Hidden Valley. But this has a little bit more of it. So it does taste like a fancy one. Like I felt like if I got a ramekin of this at a restaurant, I'd be like, oh, they make their own ranch. That's nice. Yeah, so it tastes the most like if someone were to make a ranch dressing. So if you're going for that, Simple Truth Organic is good. You guys are loving the puns today. Corey says it must be a ranch that's a big dill. Shannon says Fancy Ranch sounds like an oxymoron. It could be. Fancy Ranch? Yeah, maybe. I think so. Let's see. There was a question here from Shannon. It says, what's the difference in feel between the Metaspeed Sky and Sky Plus? Did I miss in a video? I haven't made like a formal video about them yet. For the Sky and the Sky Plus, so from like version 1 to version 2, if you want to talk about them that way, there is the same stack height there and the same heel drop for the Metaspeed Sky, but it's wider. There's 4% more volume of foam in it, so there's a little bit wider of a landing pad for you to land on in the forefoot. And I think it's about the same kind of sculpting through the arch and in the heel as you go further back. And what that feels like to me is it takes a little bit of kind of like the sharpness off of the shoe. So I feel like it slows it down just a little bit, makes it even more of a marathon shoe than say a half marathon shoe. I mean, it still rakes a 5K in it and felt great. And Eilish McColgan set a 5K UK record in them. And many national records were set in those same shoes over that weekend. So it's like certainly pros can run fast in it. Non-elites can run fast in it too, but I think that it's really nicely set up for the marathon now. I think that they've adjusted the shape of the toe box just a little bit to not curl over as much in terms of chopping off your pinky toe. So like very subtle changes to it, which I think is why they went with a plus and not like a version 2. Although I feel like other brands have done less and called theirs like a number 2 or number 3, you know. So I think it would have been fine if they called it. I think it would have been better if they called it the Sky 2. I wish they would have. Makes it a little easier. The pluses are hard to like put into video titles and on Instagram and stuff, but yeah. So that's going to be like the major differences. For people that thought maybe the original Sky was a little bit too unstable, you're gonna like it a little bit more because there's a little bit wider of a pad to land on. And then the toe spring is a little bit more aggressive, but further out. So it doesn't rock as soon, which I kind of also like. And I also think that makes it a little bit better suited for marathon pace. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. All right. Adam says that the plus means it's better. It goes to 11. I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Adam says, didn't they move the plate from near the bottom to near the top? Yes, that's another thing as well. I think that they did like a force like mapping when people are hitting it. And I think because of the way that they said that people that prefer the Sky over their Edge tend to have a more even force distribution when they land. So they could be, the plate could be higher. I'm not sure. And so I think that that's what really drove it. And I really can't, maybe that's what's making it feel like it's a little bit softer and not quite as quick in terms of the rebound to me. I mean, it's a very subtle difference, but maybe the plate placement is doing it. I mean, for me, it seems like I would prefer the plate to be further down so that I'm landing on more foam, but I didn't feel like it was firmer, even though the plate moved up higher. So, and Shannon says, would you say you prefer the version 1? No, I prefer version 2. One, I like the fit a lot better. And number 2 is, I don't know if it's the stability or the plate placement or probably both, but it didn't feel like I had to pay as much close attention to the foot strike as much. I felt like the Sky sometimes, like if you let your mind wander, if your foot strike is sloppy like mine is, that you would kind of end up like losing a little bit of efficiency in that unless you were paying attention. And so I felt like I really had to concentrate a little bit. Not as much as I have to concentrate in like the Adios Pro 2, but I had to concentrate a little bit to make sure I was like, getting the most out of each foot strike. The Plus makes it feel like, I'm getting everything that I can get out of the shoe, even if I'm not as perfect. So it feels like there's a little bit more margin for error. So. Stevie76 wants to know did Ann Boleyn have an extra pinky toe? I don't know, but my brother-in-law did. The one that got married over the weekend. He was born with an 11th toe. It was removed when he was young. All right. Last one. We're going to go with is Ken's. This is the one that I personally prefer. Ken's now used to be sold in glass bottles. Now they're plastic bottles. They look the same though, but I've been eating Ken's dressing. I think they make the best dressing. Regardless, their blue cheese dressing also top notch. So this is what I've been eating, but I don't know. Head to head against the store brand, I'm not sure it'll still win. But this one, I could smell it from here, so it has like the best smell. And it is a buttermilk, which I tend to prefer. I mean, I guess to be fair, I should have sought out other buttermilk ranch dressings, but I just grabbed a bunch of ranch dressings. It's a little bit thicker than I generally prefer, but it also works. Now that I'm looking at it, just in the ramekin, it's a little bit shinier than I would kind of like, but it's the one that I normally always eat. Yeah. Yeah. It has more garlic. I think that's what it is. More garlic and onion. And then you got the little tang from the buttermilk. I think that the store brand has more tang to it. So if you like a tangy ranch, that's the one to get. But I think the overall, I'm probably biased. If it was a blind test, maybe I'd be able to pick it out. I like to think that I could. because there's more to it. It's not just like a mayonnaise flavor. So there you go. We made it through 7 ranch dressings today, guys. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Adam wants to know, is there another good track legal non-spiked shoe besides Skechers? I don't know, really. Well, the what about like the New Balance shoe and the new what is it, like the Pacer? Isn't that one track legal? And or is it not? Is it still too tall? I'm not sure. I'm guessing it might be too tall. I don't know. That would be the next. That would be the one that I look at. I don't know about the Meta Racer. I think they still sell that one at Asics. I don't know if they're making new ones anymore. If they just still have stock, that inventory that they're unloading. But I have a feeling that one's probably too tall to be legal for like a 10, even a 10K on the track. I'm not sure. It's not a area that I look up very frequently. Scott says he stopped eating Ken's when they stopped the glass bottle. Really? Was that was a deal breaker for you? Or do you think it tastes different? Like maybe it doesn't hold up the same? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this diet. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it. I'll see if maybe my wife wants it. But the rest, I'll end up eating all of these. Maybe not the Simple Truth one because of the strong dill flavor to it. I don't love dill, but we'll see. Moj on Air USA says, Tamsack Host Ranch is delicious. I've never tried that one. I'll have to look for it. Let's see. Oh, Lou says the Adidas RC3. That shoe got real short. It's like a 12 millimeter stack height shoe in the forefoot, I think. I don't know what it is in the heel. Right? Something like that. It got even, it went even less than the RC2. Like last year, like the SL20 and the RC2 were like pretty similar. They were only off by a couple of different millimeters, and then the upper was a little bit different. The SL20 was more like daily trainer upper. The RC2 was more like a race upper. This year they like doubled down on the race part of it for the RC3. I think that one might be track legal, depending on the event, for sure. I think it depends on the event. Scott says, my wife he says the reason why he doesn't buy the Ken's anymore is my wife learned to make the best tasting dressing. See, that's something maybe I need to figure out. Make my own ranch dressing. I mean, I used to make a ranch dressing. But it always left a lot to be desired. I would use like sour cream, milk, a little bit of lemon, and then like chili powder, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. It was tasty, but I guess I just needed to use more mayonnaise maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again. Stevie76 says, you need a pearl spoon like with caviar. I don't think I've ever had, I guess I've had I had like roe before, but I don't think I've had caviar. Like the kind that comes out of the little canisters. Yeah, I don't know. CV76 says Kofuzi's dressing. That'd be pretty funny. Like, can you imagine if I started like selling, that was like my merch? It's like, do you sell any t-shirts? No, but you should try Kofuzi Ranch. Guaranteed to have 0 dill. And extra pepper. Extra peppery. That's funny. Scott says, fried onions from Thanksgiving are a great salad topper. I think I only eat those fried onions at Thanksgiving. I don't know where they go the rest of the year. I mean, I can make a already decent like vinaigrette, like that kind of thing. Sometimes I put mustard in there, sometimes I don't. You know, but the range is a little bit harder, I think, to get it consistent. Like no two batches are ever the same for me. Will says, too bad there's not a good vegan ranch. I'm sure that there is somewhere. I don't know. Maybe someone who's vegan may actually really enjoy the Daya. I just didn't. I didn't like it. I wanted to like it. I did not want to have a taste that I didn't enjoy, but it ended up not being it. Lou says, what's the skinny on you coming to New York to hang with Ben Parks? We're still in the planning phases. But I think that, well, I mean, I'm going to see Ben and Sarah. I think they're both coming, right? So I think they're going to be doing a shakeout run. So I'll be joining along in that. And then, I'll probably try to watch them race the following day a little bit. And then I think that, I mean, I'll be spending a lot of time with my family, with my parents in New Jersey. And I just mapped it yesterday to get from my parents' house to Prospect Park is 15 miles. So I'm like, oh, that'll be a nice, like maybe I'll take the train over there, which I did. I mapped the train. I forget which two lines, but you basically take two trains. It's going to take like an hour and a half. And then do a shakeout run, hang out for a little bit, and then whenever I'm done for the day, just run home, and that'll be my long run. And then I'll come back the next day and try to chase Ben around the course and see if I can film him a little bit. So I think that's it so far. So I think the shakeout run is going to be Friday. I don't have any other details other than that, but that's the plan so far. Shannon says, now these dressings are going to sit in my fridge for the next 8 years. No, they won't last that long. I'll let you guys know when I'm done with all the ranches. I'm certainly not going to need to buy any for a while. This will probably last me through the summer, I think. We'll see. Scott wants to do a New Jersey shakeout. Maybe we'll do that. I'm going to try to spend some time with my parents, so I'm going to get there a little bit early for the race. I think the race is on Saturday, so maybe Sunday. Maybe we can do something on Sunday. We'll have to see. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it for today, guys. I'll have to think about doing the Sunday shakeout. I think we could probably get that done. If you guys want to come over to the Hudson area. You have to pay for parking in there now, by the way, which annoys my mom a lot. She's like, I don't know if I want to go over there anymore. I have to pay for parking. I'm like, how much is parking? She's like, $2. I was like, just pay the parking. But anyway, yeah. So I'll be over there for the RBC half that weekend in May. It's in a couple of weeks. All right. So, all right. Tomorrow's video is going to be the 1080 version 12. I don't know if Jackie's in here, but Jackie's been waiting for that one. So I ran in that. I've actually run it several times now, but it hasn't changed my opinions on it for that first run video. So that'll be tomorrow's video, and then we'll do another live stream. We'll have to figure out some sort of trivia. I don't know what we're going to do. Trivia, play a game. We'll figure something out for tomorrow afternoon. Same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I'll see you then. Until then, be safe out to everybody. Thanks.